What is going on, Fan Clan? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Danny Phantom. Happy Thursday. I hope you guys are all doing well. I am breathing a sigh of relief. I am in a very good mood today. We are moving forward past Astral Radiance. We spent a lot of time on Astral Radiance over the past couple weeks, so we're moving forward a little bit, focusing on the future and the past at the same time, because in this video, we're going to focus on Celebrations, which was the last specialty set that we had out. And the reason we're doing that is because we're going to start looking forward at the next specialty set that is coming out. Join us tomorrow for tomorrow's video. Lots of really cool Pokemon Go leaks. So we're going to have a couple spoilers, but most importantly, we're going to look over the set, look over the retail pricing, what you should be paying, when it should be coming out, what to pay attention to for Pokemon Go. So come back tomorrow. It's going to be super cool to look at. But if you remember correctly, back in February, Pokemon said, hey guys, Celebrations done. We're not going to print it anymore. This is your last chance to get it. We're not going to sell it anymore. And then Celebrations products started climbing and moving up, moving on the upward trajectory like crazy for a lot of those harder to find sealed items. Singles, not so much, but some Ultra Premium Collection, right? Hit $400 for market pricing. It was absolutely crazy. And I think a lot of people were kind of panic buying at the time. And now things are really starting to calm down. And I think it's really indicative of the market and where the market is headed, especially with Modern. I see a lot of price corrections, a lot of people kind of getting out of the game. It's very, very interesting. But Celebrations coming back down to earth a little bit. So we're going to start looking at some of those products to get better understanding. Maybe it's something that you want to kind of revisit if you're missing some items in your sealed collection or something like that before Pokemon Go comes out. We're only about a month away from the release of the Pokemon Go TCG, which is crazy because Astral Radiance just came out, and then all of a sudden we have Dark Origin or Lost Origin coming out at the end of August, which a lot of people are excited about. So you have this specialty set kind of sandwiched in between. It's a lot of Pokemon, busy summer. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to jump into things. If you do like the information, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Leave a like, leave a comment. It goes a long way for the algorithm. But we're going to jump right into the Celebrations market right now. If you remember, this was the 25th anniversary set that released last October. Came out in 3 waves. A lot of people were selling this ridiculous pricing, you know, and then all of a sudden Pokemon printed it and Pokemon put it out. There was a lot available, a lot of product available kind of at Target, at Walmart. While some people struggled to find it, for the most part, a lot of people did find it, and they found a lot of it that was out there. And people love Celebrations because the pull rates are so great. You're going to get some of those classic cards, some of the ultra rares. It's a lot of fun. We're going to start out looking at the Ultra Premium Collection. That's the first one that we're paying attention to here. This is all data from TCG Player. You can go over there, check it out. It's very cool. They updated the pricing. They updated the graphing. Looks really good, but we can see the market price right now for the Ultra Premium Collection sitting at $373.67, which is actually down quite a bit from its 3-month high. I think this one we did 3 months. Everything else we just looked at 1 month of data for. This is the only product that we looked at 3 months of data for. So 373, lower than its 3-month high, which it actually hit at the beginning of May. If you remember, it went all the way up to almost $400 for an Ultra Premium Collection. It was absolutely insane. Its low point, which it hit at the beginning of February, $288.43. So it climbed up a ton since then and then came back down. It'll be very interesting to see. Obviously, we saw Hidden Fates kind of go up at PokemonCenter.com out of nowhere. Wouldn't surprise me if eventually we see Ultra Premium Collections kind of making their way back out on the market. Maybe all of a sudden Pokemon Center puts some up. I don't think they'll be going around to LGSs. I don't think you're going to see a lot still at retail stores unless some marketing companies are kind of holding back on them. But it wouldn't surprise me if Pokemon puts some more out there, you know, especially now with the ownership of Millennium Print Group. We'll see what happens. This is the Pokemon Center exclusive ETB for Celebrations, sitting at $105.31 currently, just off of its 1-month high of $106.22. Its low point was $102.83, which it hit kind of in the middle of May and then kind of spiked up a little bit. But for the most part, not a whole lot of movement over the past month. If we look at the actual Elite Trainer box, you're closer to a 10% change over the 1-month high and the 1-month low. So in the middle of May or beginning of May, it was around $76.21, dropped down to $71. Now it's at $75.54. But the interesting thing is the steadiness of it, the consistency of it. It's not really jumping too much, especially with the fact that you're not going to find a whole lot of these available still at retail stores or available on shelves of a lot of LGSs, because a lot of them aren't orderable anymore, or if they are still hanging out at distributorships, they're orderable at a higher price point. So like this Charizard, well, we'll talk about the Charizard in a second. Let's start with the V Memories collection first. I want to do some of these more specific store items because these are a little bit more unique. They have a little bit better of a niche. You have about a 10% gain over the past month just in this V Memories collection, which is really interesting. At the end of April, it was sitting right around 54.18, and slowly but surely it's really starting to climb up. So now it's sitting at 59.01. So you've gained about 10% just in the past month. It's sitting at a 1-month high. Well, I believe that's actually like a 3-month high if you look at things and expand things in a little bit wider of a view, which is very interesting. The V Memories collection doing very well, but that makes a little bit more sense because it was exclusive to GameStop. You couldn't get it at LGS's. You couldn't get it in a lot of other locations. So that makes it very interesting. It's an interesting hold for a lot of people. If we look at the Lance's Charizard V, this is an interesting product that a lot of distributors are still holding on to, but they're holding on to at a higher price point. So you used to be able to get these around $15, let's say wholesale. Now, if you want to buy them as an LGS, you're looking at $20, $25, somewhere like that. But the $25 price tag is typically what you're going to be charging for MSRP anyways, between $20 and $25. So then you start looking at $30, $35, which is why you're sitting right around that $35 price point for its market value right now. Over the past month, it's sitting right around $34.41 currently, which is not too far off of its high, which it hit in the middle of May. Its low point, which it hit at the end of April, was $33.59, so it's gone up a little bit, but you're only looking at about a 5% gain over the past month. If we look at the booster packs, this is something that's interesting to me because I thought it would be on more of an upward trend. You can see it went up and then it went back down. I think a lot of people are still interested in cracking Celebrations products, but maybe not as intent on finding sealed products out in stores for a little bit more expensive. They kind of want just to get a few Celebrations packs because they know the pull rates are much higher. You're looking at a $5.61 price point as the high over the last month, and that was hit at the middle of May, and now it's dropped back down to its low of 502. So it's currently sitting at 509, much closer to that 1-month low than that 1-month high, and that's a substantial drop because it's 10%. You're looking at 10% in the span of like 2 weeks, which is fairly substantial. We're going to look at a few of the singles here. I've got, I think, 9 of them, 9 or 10 that we're going to take a look at. The more expensive ones. The other ones are all under $5. You can get a master set of Celebrations for extremely cheap if you haven't already done so. If you haven't pulled singles already, a lot of these cards are at decent price points, and even really just outside of the Charizard, outside of the Mew, everything is under $25, which is really, really cool. The gold Mew was sitting at $48 at the end of April, and you can see it's gone down quite a bit. I mean, that's a 20% drop we're looking at over the span of a month. Its low point of $38.69 it hit a couple weeks ago. It's gone back up a little bit to $40.68, but still much closer to that 1-month low than that 1-month high, which is very interesting. If we look at the Charizard, also on a downward trend, which is interesting also because not as much Celebrations product is being opened. A lot of people are focusing on Astral Radiance, they're focusing on Evolving Skies, they're focusing on Brilliant Stars. You don't have as much Celebrations being opened as what you used to. So what that means is a lot of people are either sitting on inventory that they're starting to unload. Maybe some people are starting to open up a little bit of product and moving it right away, but since it's not moving as fast as it used to, it's very interesting to see prices go down. Usually you have them start ticking up a little bit, especially with some of these more high-end collector cards, like a Charizard, for example. So its high point of $80.79, it hit at the beginning of May. Its low point of $75.48, still about 7% or so. It hit it in the middle of May. It went up a little bit. Now it's back down very, very close to that 1-month low, sitting at $75.72. Might go back down to that $70 price point, which we saw a couple months ago. If we look at the Umbreon Gold Star, a fan favorite for a lot of people, definitely a card that a lot of people are chasing. $26.72 is its 1-month high. That was hit in the middle at the beginning of May. Went all the way down to its 1-month low of $23.78 before gaining a little bit back. Now it's kind of sitting in the middle there. So it's sitting at $24.92, right in between its 1-month high and 1-month low. If we look at the Shining Magikarp, which is the most difficult card to pull in the set, a little bit of movement on this one, right? You're looking at about 20%. Its high point of $20.29, it hit at the beginning of May and then went way down. It started crashing down pretty quick where it lost 20% over the span of just a couple weeks, below $17, sitting at $16.95. It went up a little bit since then, so it's sitting right in between its 1-month high and 1-month low at $18.16. If we look at the Mega Rayquaza, $14.88 was its high point, which it hit at the beginning of May, just like Shiny Magikarp, right? It seems to be kind of following that trend. Its low point of $9.82, it hit in the middle of May. That's a very, very substantial drop. If you're looking from $14 down to $9, I mean, you're looking at 35-ish%, somewhere around there. Hopefully my math is correct. I'm just trying to do it on the fly here. But that's quite a bit of a drop. Its current point, $10.56, so it hasn't gained too much of it back, but about $1 or so it's gained back, but still closer to its 1-month low than its 1-month high. If we look at the Mewtwo EX, its 1 month high is actually $12.34. Hit it later in May than what we saw with Shiny Magikarp and that Mega Rayquaza, but it's coming off of a big dip. It's coming off of its 1 month low, which is $10.46, which it hit the beginning of May. So at the end of April, it was at a decent price point and then went down to its 1 month low before shooting back up to its 1 month high. Now it's going back down. It's all over the place. Can't make up its mind on what it wants to do. It's sitting at $10.69 currently. If we look at the Gardevoir EX, $8.78 was its high point, which it hit at the end of April. So just like the Shiny Magikarp, just like the Mega Ray, going in the downward direction. $6.79 is its low point, which it hit about a week ago. Gained a little bit back, but not much. It's currently sitting at $7.04. The Blastoise is actually fairly interesting because it was all the way down at about $4 for a market price at one point in time. It's been going up and down, but gaining a little bit more up with its dips. So it's very interesting to see as it gains a little bit more ground as it moves forward. So 651 is its high point, which is actually sitting at right now. It's at a 1 month high. Its low point was 539, which it hit kind of about 2 weeks ago or so. It also hit a low point close to the middle of May. But like I said, if you're going back April, March, somewhere around there, it was at $4 at one point in time. So it's gained a little bit of that back. A lot of people like that Blastoise card. It's fairly easy to pull. So a lot of people are kind of buying up a lot of copies of that card. If we look at the Xerneas EX, $7.98 was its high point at the end of April. Then it hit a huge drop down to $5.75. No, it doesn't seem like a huge drop, but that's still about 20% of a drop. And it hasn't really recovered from that. Hasn't gained too much of it back. It's sitting at $6.41 right now, but it hit that $7.98 price point, then collapsed, and now it's kind of gaining a little bit back, but not much. Staying pretty consistent, sitting at $6.41 currently. Then we've got the Tapu Lele GX. $6.76 was its high point, which it hit a couple weeks ago. Its low point of $5.55. It hit right after that 1 month high. It hasn't gained anything back. It started to and then dropped back down, so it's sitting at $5.59 currently. If we look at the Birthday Pikachu, it's interesting because TCG Player had that article out that said, buy this copy, buy this card, buy this card, buy this card. A lot of people bought this card and Birthday Pikachu shot up, and now it just hasn't recovered. It's gone way down because a lot of people are like, well, this card isn't investable. It's not what people are interested in. It's fairly easy to pull. People aren't buying hundreds of copies of this card anymore. So $6.58 was its high point, which it hit at the end of April. It was actually significantly higher than that at one point in March and in beginning of April. Then it dropped down to $4.84 a couple weeks ago. Now it's gained a little bit back, sitting at $5.03, but still closer to that 1 month low. And I think we're going to sit really close to this $4 mark for quite some time when it comes to this card because of how easy it is to pull. If we look at the Venusaur, hasn't responded as well as the Blastoise has. So at the beginning or end of April, it was at $3.81. Keeps going up and down, up and down, up and down, but for the most part, really just kind of hovering around that $4 mark. It's sitting at $4.45 currently. Its high point of $4.95. It hit a couple weeks ago, went back down, and I think we're going to see it somewhere between that $4 and $5 mark for quite some time. Singles for celebrations should stay very inexpensive for a long time moving forward. If we look at the Mew EX, $4.99 was its high point, which it hit a week ago. $4.10 is its low point, which it hit at the beginning of May. Not a whole lot of movement on this card. It's currently sitting at $4.32, but I wanted to put it in there because it's the last card that's priced above $4. Every single celebrations card outside of these, you're able to get for less than $4, which is very, very good for the set. If you're somebody who's like, I want to finish my celebration set, but I don't want to spend a ton of money, it seems like you're going to have a lot of time before these singles really start rebounding. I think that these cards are going to be relatively cheap for quite some time. You may even have a little bit of movement on those higher end cards where they go down a little bit more, which makes it really interesting. But I wanted to focus on celebrations one more time before we continue to shift our focus towards Pokemon Go. Come back to tomorrow's video. We're going to have a lot of fun going over price points for Pokemon Go, what you should be paying attention to, what release dates look like, what MSRP looks like, so that way you can make sure you make the best decisions for your collection dollars. I am excited for Pokemon Go. That Ditto looks awesome. I love the Peel ID idea, the Radiant cards. I know a lot of people are kind of joking on that Radiant Blastoise, but I think it looks amazing. I'm really excited about it. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Hope you guys liked the video. If you do, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and leave a like because it goes a long way for the algorithm. Until next time, guys, I really appreciate you. Peace.